Welcome to Luna English. Today we have 190 meeting sentences, from complete beginner all the way to advanced. Joining in, speaking up, asking questions, running the room. Let us begin together. Here's how it works. First, listen carefully. You'll hear each sentence twice. Then, when you hear the beep, repeat after me out loud. At the end, all the sentences appear on screen. Screenshot them to review anytime. Ready? Let's begin. Let's start with joining the meeting. Hi everyone, good to see you. Hi everyone, good to see you. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. Can everyone hear me okay? Can everyone hear me okay? Let me turn my camera on. Let me turn my camera on. I'll mute while you talk. I'll mute while you talk. Are we still waiting for anyone? Are we still waiting for anyone? Should we give them 2 minutes? Should we give them 2 minutes? Let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start. What's on the agenda today? What's on the agenda today? Let's quickly go around and introduce ourselves. Let's quickly go around and introduce ourselves. How long do we have? How long do we have? I have a hard stop at 4. I have a hard stop at 4. Can I add one item? Can I add one item? I'm just here to listen today. I'm just here to listen today. I'll take notes for us. I'll take notes for us. Now, let's practice catching what people say. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again? Could you say that again? Can you speak up a bit? Can you speak up a bit? Could you slow down a little? Could you slow down a little? You're on mute. You're on mute. I think you're breaking up. I think you're breaking up. Your audio just cut out. Your audio just cut out. My connection is a little unstable. My connection is a little unstable. Let me rejoin the call. Let me rejoin the call. Sorry, what was the last part? Sorry, what was the last part? Could you spell that for me? Could you spell that for me? What does that stand for? What does that stand for? So you mean we start Monday? So you mean we start Monday? Let me make sure I understand. Let me make sure I understand. Sorry, whose name was that? Sorry, whose name was that? Is that clear to everyone else? Is that clear to everyone else? Got it. Thanks for explaining. Got it. Thanks for explaining. Next, let's react with a few simple lines. Can I say something quickly? Can I say something quickly? I agree with that. I agree with that. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. That works for me. That works for me. I'm fine either way. I'm fine either way. I really like that idea. I really like that idea. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. I see it a bit differently. I see it a bit differently. Can I ask a quick question? Can I ask a quick question? I have one small concern. I have one small concern. I don't have a strong opinion. I don't have a strong opinion. I need to think about it. I need to think about it. Nothing for me, thanks. Nothing for me, thanks. That's all from my side. That's all from my side. I'll go with the team. I'll go with the team. Let's finish the basics with notes and action items. So what's the next step? So what's the next step? Who is taking this one? Who is taking this one? I can take that. I can take that. When do you need it by? When do you need it by? Can we say Friday? Can we say Friday? I'll follow up by email. I'll follow up by email. I'll send the notes after this. I'll send the notes after this. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Let me go over the action items. Let me go over the action items. Does that sound right to everyone? Does that sound right to everyone? Anything else before we finish? Anything else before we finish? Thanks everyone for your time. Thanks everyone for your time. I'll drop off now. I'll drop off now. Now we move into the intermediate part, making your point. Can I weigh in here? Can I weigh in here? Let me give some quick context. Let me give some quick context. Here's how I'd frame it. Here's how I'd frame it. My read is that we're behind. My read is that we're behind. The way I see it, we have options. The way I see it, we have options. Let me back that up with numbers. Let me back that up with numbers. Last quarter, we saw the same thing. Last quarter, we saw the same thing. I want to flag one risk. I want to flag one risk. There's a trade-off worth naming here. There's a trade-off worth naming here. My main worry is the timeline. My main worry is the timeline. Honestly, I think we're overcomplicating this. Honestly, I think we're overcomplicating this. Hear me out for a second. Hear me out for a second. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'll keep this short. I'll keep this short. In short, we should wait a week. In short, we should wait a week. That's my take anyway. That's my take anyway. I'm curious what everyone thinks. I'm curious what everyone thinks. Next, let's build on what other people say. Let me build on what Priya just said. Let me build on what Priya just said. Can I add one thing there? Can I add one thing there? That fits with what I'm seeing. That fits with what I'm seeing. Exactly, and that's my worry too. Exactly, and that's my worry too. Sam raised this same point last week. Sam raised this same point last week. Credit to Maya for catching that. Credit to Maya for catching that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. I'm hearing the same from customers. I'm hearing the same from customers. I want to pick up on that. I want to pick up on that. That's the piece I was missing. That's the piece I was missing. You said it better than I could. You said it better than I could. I'll let Tom fill in the details. I'll let Tom fill in the details. Same here, we ran into that too. Same here, we ran into that too. Adding to that, timing matters too. Adding to that, timing matters too. Back to you, Priya. Back to you, Priya. Now, let's ask sharper questions. Can you say more about that? Can you say more about that? What's driving that number? What's driving that number? Can you give a concrete example? Can you give a concrete example? What are we assuming here? What are we assuming here? What exactly do you mean by scope? What exactly do you mean by scope? Where did that estimate come from? Where did that estimate come from? Have we heard from the customers? Have we heard from the customers? What happens if we do nothing? What happens if we do nothing? What would change your mind? What would change your mind? Is that a guess or data? Is that a guess or data? How confident are you in that? How confident are you in that? So we ship first and fix later? So we ship first and fix later? Let me play that back to you. Let me play that back to you. Am I following you so far? Am I following you so far? Can we unpack that a bit? Can we unpack that a bit? Who else needs to know this? Who else needs to know this? That answers my question. Thanks. That answers my question. Thanks. Let's close the intermediate part by pushing back politely. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. I'm not fully sold on that. I'm not fully sold on that. I have some reservations about the timeline. I have some reservations about the timeline. Can I push back a little? Can I push back a little? I hear you, but the data disagrees. I hear you, but the data disagrees. Have we thought about the downside? Have we thought about the downside? I worry that won't hold at scale. I worry that won't hold at scale. That might create more work later. That might create more work later. Can we look at another option? Can we look at another option? What if we tried the simpler version? What if we tried the simpler version? Let's not rush this decision. Let's not rush this decision. Could we test it first? Could we test it first? Where can we meet in the middle? Where can we meet in the middle? Can we compromise on the scope? Can we compromise on the scope? I could live with that version. I could live with that version. Fair enough, let's go your way. Fair enough, let's go your way. Now we move into the advanced part, running the room. Let's start with why we're here. Let's start with why we're here. We have 30 minutes and 3 items. We have 30 minutes and 3 items. I'll keep an eye on time. I'll keep an eye on time. Let's time box this to 5 minutes. Let's time box this to 5 minutes. Let's do a quick round of updates. Let's do a quick round of updates. Priya, do you want to kick us off? Priya, do you want to kick us off? Tom, you've been quiet today. Tom, you've been quiet today. I'd like to hear from the newer folks. I'd like to hear from the newer folks. Let's hear one more view before deciding. Let's hear one more view before deciding. Anyone want to argue the other side? Anyone want to argue the other side? Let's keep this moving. Let's keep this moving. In the interest of time, let's move on. In the interest of time, let's move on. We'll come back to that in a minute. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's take a step back here. Let's take a step back here. Let's hold questions until the end. Let's hold questions until the end. Is everyone still following? Is everyone still following? Good. Let's move to item 2. Good. Let's move to item 2. Next, let's handle interruptions from both sides. Sorry to jump in here. Sorry to jump in here. Let me interrupt for 1 second. Let me interrupt for 1 second. Before you move on, I have a question. Before you move on, I have a question. Can I finish my thought first? Can I finish my thought first? Give me one more sentence. Give me one more sentence. I wasn't quite done there. I wasn't quite done there. As I was saying, the risk is real. As I was saying, the risk is real. Sorry, we spoke at the same time. Sorry, we spoke at the same time. Let me finish and then it's yours. Let me finish and then it's yours. Sorry, you go ahead. Sorry, you go ahead. I'll give you the floor back. I'll give you the floor back. Maya, you were first. Maya, you were first. Let's take turns on this one. Let's take turns on this one. Hold that thought for 1 minute. Hold that thought for 1 minute. I don't want to talk over you. I don't want to talk over you. Sorry, I cut you off. Sorry, I cut you off. Now, let's pull a wandering meeting back on track. We're drifting off the agenda. We're drifting off the agenda. Let's bring it back to the topic. Let's bring it back to the topic. Let's park that for now. Let's park that for now. That one deserves its own meeting. That one deserves its own meeting. Can we take this offline? Can we take this offline? Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. That feels like scope creep to me. That feels like scope creep to me. We're solving a different problem now. We're solving a different problem now. Are we converging or spreading out? Are we converging or spreading out? Let's not reopen that decision. Let's not reopen that decision. We already settled that last week. We already settled that last week. Edge cases can wait for now. Edge cases can wait for now. Let's stay on the main path. Let's stay on the main path. You two can sort that out after. You two can sort that out after. Okay, back to item 3. Okay, back to item 3. Finally, let's land decisions and follow through. Let's drive this to a decision. Let's drive this to a decision. Who is making the call here? Who is making the call here? Can we get a clear yes or no? Can we get a clear yes or no? It sounds like we have agreement. It sounds like we have agreement. Any objections before we lock this in? Any objections before we lock this in? Silence means we're all on board. Silence means we're all on board. Let's disagree and commit for now. Let's disagree and commit for now. Let's go with option 2. Let's go with option 2. We can course correct in 2 weeks. We can course correct in 2 weeks. Who owns this one? Who owns this one? Let's put one owner on each item. Let's put one owner on each item. Every item needs a date today. Every item needs a date today. Are there dependencies we should flag? Are there dependencies we should flag? Ping me early if you get blocked. Ping me early if you get blocked. Let me read back the commitments. Let me read back the commitments. I'll send a recap with owners. I'll send a recap with owners. Great, let's leave with a clear plan. Great, let's leave with a clear plan. Great job making it to the end. The more you practice, the more natural your English feels. If this helped, hit like and subscribe and turn on the bell. What scene would you like to practice next? Any topic or suggestion? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. See you in the next lesson.